follow up on that briefly. I think it is very clear that with Mr. Cloud's comments that Congress felt the need to pass something in the 117th Congress to clarify the position that it wanted to give you the authority, which again, I would argue you don't have, and we can disagree on that, but I think that congressional intent could not be clearer there. I do want to go back to something, though, that since we've had such a conversation today about the rulemaking process, you know, under Democrat and Republican administrations, we've seen the public comment periods be historically 90 to 120 days, 3 to 4 months for those public comment periods, but all of yours, almost all of yours, I should say almost all, have been dropped to 30 days. Why?
Actually, on average, from the time we vote on our proposals and put them on our websites, we've averaged 78 days.
But for public comment, that narrow time when you're accepting those 30 days, correct?
Now, we accept comments throughout a period of time. When it goes in the Federal Register, it takes some time to get in the Federal Register.
Right, but you're saying average, right? Average of 78 days, but that includes the ones that are longer. So when I'm looking at the intent behind dropping most of them to 30 days, to me that's a transparency problem. To me it says that you want to limit the number of viewpoints that are coming in by limiting it to 30 days. So that's highly concerning. I'm hearing a lot about that from a lot of folks, let's say, about how much time they have to actually formulate and get their opinions in. We talk about that climate rule. Making sure that there's enough time for feedback on both sides of an issue, I think, is very, very important. I want to also go back to the Inspector General's report for just a moment. Have any SEC managers expressed any concerns to you that with the reduced comment time in some of these cases that they are having trouble getting data from all stakeholders?
I want to assure the members too, we get comments even after the comment period. We take meetings. Even this discussion today is part of our administrative record on a number of rules like the climate rule, and we consider that a 5-member commission. So that's just the nature of these things. We have a end of a comment period, but we also often receive and consider comments well beyond this.
So even though the deadline may have passed, you're still actively considering the feedback that you're getting in?
Yes.
Is that fair to say? I think it's concerning, though, when in the report it shows that staff do have concerns here on page 3, that they have not received as much feedback during the rulemaking process, either as a result of shortened timelines during the drafting process or because of shortened public comment periods. So I think that is concerning when we're seeing that in the IG's report directly. There's a direct line there between a shortened comment period and this feedback in the report. Would you agree?
I think there's a sentence in the document that says that.
So yeah, directly connected. So that's where my concern is specifically with the timing there. As far as recommendations from the IG, how many of them are withstanding? How many have been resolved?
We work with the Inspector General's office to resolve comments. Most of, if I recall, were about human resources and hiring. And we go through that process with them. We'd have to get back to you to tell you. Yeah.
I would appreciate within I think we're asking for about 15 business days. If you would get those back to me within the next couple of weeks, I would certainly appreciate that.
You got that.
Thank you. I yield back.
Mr. Cloud.